Hey everybody and welcome back. I'm Fox with Foxeo Plays. This is episode number 9 of our Dark Souls Thief playthrough, 1080p, 60 frames per second, high quality. Such high quality that a single playthrough file, a single episode, the original file, is over 170 gigabytes at times. So we just took care of Seath, the Scaleless, and there's some talk about whether it's pronounced Seath or Seth or I don't know. I know that if there's any pronunciation of the name in-game, then my assumption is we should take the in-game pronunciation over any other, unless the in-game pronunciation is by a single character in the game, and yet the pronunciation is contradicted by a developer or something in an interview or whatnot. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways to look up pronunciations in this game. One way is to look at the original Japanese katakana, which is most of the names were in katakana, which is their script used for, among other things, foreign words. So since we just took care of Seath, and we've got that one soul, what I was thinking is either we'll go into the catacombs, and then down into the something of the giants. Jeez, I'm forgetting all the terminology. Or we could go tackle Sif, and I think that's what we'll do. Although we will need to get 20,000 souls to buy the whatchamacallit, which I think we can do right now, just popping stuff here. Oh, and we're gonna use that Firekeeper soul as well, the one we got from the jail and the Duke's Archives. Reinforce that Estus Flask, young lady. Thank you very much. And then we just need a few more souls. That won't take us there, but that'll get us a little closer. So we need about 6,000 or so more souls, 6,700, a little bit less than that. What we can do is, let's go get the copper coin real quick, and then give some stuff to, excuse me, what's his face over there, the serpent, not Darkstalker Kath or Kaith or Koth, but whatever his name is. Oh, do I not get the, or did I already get the copper coin from him? Huh, maybe I missed my opportunity to get it. Oh well, whatever, life goes on. Let's see if there's anything we can quickly sell him to get some souls. Or unless there's a boss soul. No, since we killed Seath, instead of getting a soul in your inventory, he actually gives you a Lord soul, which you cannot sell. Let's see if we can get rid of those sunlight metals or something, get some souls for that. Hello, my friend. Let's feed you an item. Humanity are worth 1,000 each, but I'd rather hang on to them, obviously. 500 for the cracked red eye orbs. Yep, you know what? We're not going to use those, so boom. And we're not going to use those, so boom. Yeah, get rid of anything you don't plan on using if it has any significant value whatsoever. 200 dung pie. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, these aren't worth feeding to him for souls. There are a couple items in the game which give you like a massive amount of souls if you feed it to him. Otherwise, it's, you know, just kind of nothing. We don't need that. And we don't need that. Alright, so that got us past 20,000, so we can go buy the ring that we need to get to Sif. Yoink. Also, if you're watching this at the approximately the same time it's being uploaded, I've just started a new playthrough on my Let's Play channel, the same one right here, Foxeo Plays, of Bloodborne. It's called the Whip It playthrough, which we use the Threaded Cane. And what's going to be a little different is, going forward with that series, I'm going to put the topic of discussion in the title of each video. And the topic of discussion throughout will be the early days of the internet. And that will actually keep us, that'll give us enough content to discuss for the entire rest of that playthrough. Oh, you know what? I already got that thing. Wow, I'm an idiot. I already got it a long time ago. Remember when we went to get the ring? I forgot about that. So we already had it. Okay. We already had the Crest of Artorias, so now we have 20,000 souls. I guess we'll just use them when we hit that bonfire. We don't need to kill the Titanite Demon, although at this point I think we could kill him fairly easily if it's possible to bleed him. Yeah, this Bandit's Knife is not good against targets with a high amount of health and high defense who cannot be bled, backstabbed, or parried. It ends up being quite bad, actually, because it doesn't cut through defenses very easily, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. So if you've got a high health, high defense target who cannot be bled, backstabbed, or parried, then you're in a bit of a situation with that. Alright, so Sif should not be too tough. I do believe he can be bled, and besides, he doesn't have a lot of health. At first, when I first fought him, he was a little tricky until you learn the tactic of just getting underneath him. Some bosses in the game, the best way to tackle them is quite honestly to stay right on top of them. And that's not always the case in the game, but oftentimes can be. That gives us, okay. So now we can start getting a little more damage by putting points into strength. And we do need to up the ante in terms of how much damage we're doing with this bandit's knife. We betrayed our covenant here, so we're no longer a forest hunter and they will attack us again. But we're not interested in duking it out with them, so we're just going to run past them for the most part. They give a decent amount of souls if you want to go that route of farming them. You know, that there are 4 of them that respawn over and over again. But they can be a little tough, especially if you're fighting more than one at a time. But they're just easier to run past if you're just trying to get to the boss. Same thing with these mushrooms here. We don't need anything in this area. We don't need that ember, so we don't need to deal with the giant mushrooms, or the little mushrooms for that matter. This area of the game, for some reason, kind of reminds me of a dark fantasy version of the forest from that one Miyazaki animated film, and I can't remember what it's called. The one with the little forest dudes. What was that one called? You guys might know what I'm talking about. Was that? I don't think it was Spirited Away where they had the little forest guys, the little tiny little doohickeys, and you know, they almost look like little ghosts in the forest. And there were like hundreds or thousands of them everywhere. Was it Princess Mononoke? Gosh, I can't even remember. Oh, it doesn't matter. Alright, so here we go. We're actually going to grab the Hornet Ring, and it could be of some value. The only problem is, the real situation where I'd want to use it would be against bosses, but there isn't a single boss in the game I can think of that you can backstab. And the only boss I can think of that you can parry is Gwen. So we might use it against Gwen, but other than that, I don't really see a lot of value in the Hornet Ring for this build. Because it's more about, whoa, shoot, it's more of a PvP thing, really. If I can bleed him, this will be super easy. Wow, he's just going in circles. Uh-oh, wrong timing on that. Yep, see, I knew that was going to happen. Come on, bleed. There we go. Yep, you just kind of roll into him and then you're good to go. He's not too tough, really. He can be tackled with a variety of builds rather easily for the most part. You can block him, especially if you have a great shield or a good medium shield. You can throw magic at him. The only trick is if you're using a sorcery build, you have to be careful that you don't miss too much. It's easy to miss him because of the way he jumps. He has some invincibility frames. But that was super easy. No problem. What's done is done. We're not going to use that for anything other than leveling, so we're going to pop it for its souls and then Homeward Bone back. And then head on over to maybe the Four Kings. I think since that's kind of what you would do next after this. That gives us 1, that gives us 1. Let's do 1 into that. Okay. Oh, whoops. We want to warp. Warp, warp! Repair first. I love to keep stuff repaired at all times. Yeah, let's go ahead and tackle New Londo. The good news is we can make a dash for the Four Kings because we've already unlocked that area. We've already opened up the floodgates because we went down there to get the large ember, the very large ember. So that's good news for us. As usual, I forgot to check the timing, so I'm going to assume that I've been going for, what, maybe close to 8-10 minutes, maybe? So let me take a look at the time that I've got here and see how long I have. So if I started, let's say, at that time... Okay, I got it. I got my time frame. I always forget to kind of mark myself where I start time-wise, because I'm using DxTory for this because it's super high quality, but with every other recording method I use, I've always got something that shows me the time while I'm recording it. Like maybe I'll use Audacity for recording the audio, whereas with DxTory, I have the audio recorded with it in a separate stream attached to the same AVI file. So in Audacity, I can see the timing right there as it's progressing on my second monitor, so I know exactly where I'm at. You know, if Audacity says it's at the 28-minute mark, then that means I'm pretty much 28 minutes into the playthrough. Well, hello there. I don't need to deal with you, ghosts. So I'm just going to roll my way on through. I haven't found a way not to take damage here. It seems like no matter where you land, you're always going to take a little bit of damage. But whatever, it's not much, so no biggie. That was a terrible attempt to parry. Gotcha. 716. Boom! That's pretty good. Give me something, give me something, give me something. No? Okay, fine. Do what you will. Alright. You can run past a lot of these guys and just run straight to the boss, but whatever. Ow! I forgot about you guys right there, you little punks. Okay. I should probably... Oh, shoot. No good. Ah, he got me. Oh, I was too far back. Well, this could be troublesome. I need to be very careful here. And I was not being careful right there. Oh, shoot. See? Yep. Yeah, I got stun locked. From the first hit to the last hit, couldn't move. The price you pay for that. But surprisingly... Wait, hang on a second. Do I not have the Wolf Ring equipped? Ah, I don't. That's why. Oh, no, I do. That's odd. That seems strange that I would have been stunned for all of those hits, given that I had 40 poise. Well, anyway, let's make sure we sit at the bonfire in Firelink Shrine so we don't keep getting sent back. And the drink of choice for today, as you're hearing right now, is nice cold ice water. It's not hard to make, unless you can't get access to ice, then I guess it would be difficult. Or impossible, rather. And there are many places in the world, some places at least, where people just can't get access to clean water, much less ice-cold clean water. But you know, as harsh as it sounds, that's not my problem. I know that's harsh, but that's reality. You know, I have a lot of people, like, I'll tell them something in real life or online, they'll be like, oh, first world problems. I'm like, yep, still problems. Because, you know, no matter how bad you have it, there's chances are someone has it worse. Yeah, maybe you don't have access to clean water, maybe it's hard to get food, but you're not being held in a terrible, dirty prison being tortured on a daily basis. So, I mean, really, I don't think that's much of an alleviation to tell someone who's starving all the time, never getting enough food, can't get enough water, you know, they're sick all the time, living in destitute poverty in a country where they barely have shelter, and then tell them, well, at least you're not being tortured on a daily basis in a terrible prison somewhere. Doesn't really make them feel any better. So I think that, you know, a lot of people do comparative analyses or something to try to tell people that their problems aren't really problems. And sometimes it can be helpful to point out to people, hey, there's people that have it worse, or there could be worse situations. But in many cases, that doesn't really make anything... Well, in most cases, in all cases, it doesn't make anything better. It can change your mindset a little bit, but problem's still a problem, first world problem or not. So, is what it is. Oh, shoot. Took a little more damage there. We might actually just run past these guys instead of just fiddling around with them, but, you know. I would like to get more Titanite chunks off of them. That is a benefit of fighting them. Of course, we could use the covetous gold serpent ring for that. Let's try running past. No, we gotta make sure I gotta make sure I put the ring on before we jump. I've done this before, jump down there without the ring. By the way, do not take the ring off part of the way through the fight. I tried that one time, I went down there and I'm like, okay, well now that I'm here, I'm gonna take the ring off and put on the ring that I want. And boom, problems, problems, problems. Okay. Yeah, you sink into the abyss and die. So don't do that. Don't do it. Don't take it off. However, once you've killed the 4 kings, you actually no longer need the ring to be in the abyss. You can go to the abyss without the ring on and not die. If I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I almost fell off the edge there. Let's do this. It's really useful to be able to get to stack up as much damage as possible on them. So let's do that. How about that? And good to go. Roll your boat. Okay. Run them as quickly as possible. We want to take them out before the next one shows up. I don't want to fight more than one at a time if possible. I don't know if they can be bled. I'm pretty sure they can't. The closer you are, by the way, the less damage their sword attacks will do. The tips of the swords, the further out you get, the more damage it does. Yeah, look how little damage I'm doing. Okay, now we need a drink. Notice I'm just taking the damage because rolling out of the way is going to take too much time. And oh, keep attacking. Yeah, look, see? And the other one's already here. Oh, I tried to roll that one. I'm getting lucky and they haven't done the grab attack, which I have to back out and it just wastes time. Okay, got him there. Where's the other one? Other one should be showing up relatively quick. Oh shoot, I forgot to keep attacking. Jeez, I always forget that. I always forget that. In Bloodborne, I know you can keep hitting enemies after they die and rally your health up. But in this game, I always forget to keep attacking the 4 kings as they're dying. That I have to take. It's just too annoying to try to outrun it, and it's a complete waste of time, so I'm not going to. Oh yeah, I couldn't get out of the way. Okay, now the danger is if he hits me from this distance, it's going to be an instant kill. Because the tip of that sword will do more damage than I have health. Oh shoot, I was trying to roll it. Shoot, just drink. Okay. Roll into him. Shoot, I'm not doing so well now. We got this, we got this, no biggie, no biggie, we got this. We got it before he gets here, we got it. Oh, come on, one more. There we go, drink. And, oh shoot. Ah, oh, see, I keep forgetting. Oh, see, I wasn't close enough. I might actually kill them before I kill this one. I might kill the boss before this particular one actually dies. Yeah, I will. Watch this, watch. Watch. See, boss is over and this one technically didn't run out of his personal health bar. That can happen. And you can get more than 4 kings that you have to kill. You just won't have more than 4 on the screen at a time. Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff, my friends. Good stuff. Give me my souls. Hello? There they are. That was a delay. Can I reinforce my shield? No. Oh, I can reinforce that. Okay, that's our next goal, is to get the black bow of Ferris all the way up. And then, let's see, endurance. I don't really feel like I'm getting a lot out of strength. It's probably worth more to put it in vitality or endurance at that point. And no point in kindling this or doing anything with it. Okay, so that's the next Lord Soul, and we can continue onward. Let's go ahead and... I'll do my normal course of action. I usually go to the can't think of what it's called. It's not the crypts. The catacombs and then the Tomb of the Giants. That's usually what I do next. I almost always save the Bed of Chaos for last. That area just feels like kind of the last area before the final boss because it's so... it's got so much going for it in terms of like demonic and lava pits, and there's a ton of bosses in a row and all sorts of things like that, and it just seems like the type of area that would precede the final boss encounter. We hit this bonfire so much that I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up to 20 Estus flasks. I should have already done that by now, actually. reverse hallowing. For some reason on the PC, when using the DS Fix and the frame rate mod, you have to wait a bit. I know I've already said this, but some people run into this bug. Don't immediately, right off the bat, reverse your howling, because you can occasionally get stuck at the bonfire, and you can't get up from the bonfire. You'll just be stuck at it. It's a weird little bug, but it comes from an unofficial mod with unofficial frame rate, so, you know, I can't really blame FromSoft for that. I blame FromSoft for just making the game very... It's a terrible, terrible PC port in terms of performance, graphics, just a lot of different things. Customization, options, there's almost nothing there. It's just an absolutely terrible port. Control, keyboard and mouse performs terribly under normal circumstances. Well, mouse really, not so much keyboard, but mouse. You absolutely have to get the DSM fix, which is a mod to fix the mouse movement. Otherwise, the mouse like just jerks around like crazy, and it's almost impossible to use it without getting, you know, sick from looking at the screen. Alright, so the good news is we've already got Pinwheel taken out, so we'll take the shortcut down there, skip past Pinwheel, go through the Tomb of the Giants, and then hit Gravelord Nito, which I've never fought. I've never fought Gravelord Nito. In fact, I've never fought most of the bosses in this game with a Bandit's Knife. So I don't know exactly what I've got going. I mean, I know some of the bosses that can bleed and some that can't because I've used katanas so often, usually the Iaito. Or the Uchikatana, but I'm just a huge Iaito fan. I love that weapon. I think it is the best katana overall, in my opinion. I said my opinion, so that covers me, guys. Don't be like, actually, Fox. Well, actually, you. One thing I'd like to talk about during this episode and maybe a future episode, because there's probably more to discuss than I can fit into one episode, is online discussions, online debates, in the issue of hang on a second. Oh my gosh. No. Wow. And just for good measure, they also knocked me off the edge. Hey, why not? Why not? No biggie. It's the issue of being online, having discussions and debates and whatnot. And I think people oftentimes confuse two different things. There are facts, evidence, observable truths, observable empirical evidence. And what I mean when I say that, I don't mean to use a term that maybe some of you don't understand, but the idea of empirical evidence is this is something which is, you can test it, you can verify it, you can prove that it exists. Excuse me. Kind of like, for example, gravity. Gravity is empirical in the sense that you can prove it exists. Wow, I rolled the wrong way. That happens sometimes in this game. I don't really think it's the game's fault so much. It's just that you got to know the little quirks of how rolls and directions work. Boom, boom. Actually, I didn't get this item down here, so let me see if I can get that. I don't know what it is. It's probably not worth getting. Oh, it's not worth getting. Darn it! Now I know what it is. It just puts me in a more dangerous spot. Here. Oh, I didn't want to fall off the edge yet. No. Oh, shoot. Just one of these dudes could massacre me. I don't need two of them around, or three. There we go. Wow. Get out of here. Alright. Give me a break. Not of that Kit Kat bar, though. I'm doing a low-carb thing, no sugar. Lost some more weight, guys. Feeling great. I had to tighten up my work belt and my personal belt. My belt at work, I had to tighten it up so much that I can barely fit all my gear on it. It's gotten to the point, because I don't put anything on the back of the belt. It's just bad for your back and also for accessibility. If you happen to get into a resistance encounter where someone's resisting, you need to have access to all the gear on your belt. And you don't want stuff on your back because someone else could access it during a fight, whereas stuff in the front's easier to protect. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Observable evidence is about what you can see, what you can prove is real, what you can establish by some sort of data, measurement, or logic or reason. And oh my gosh, I thought I was dead. Okay. And when I say that things are provable, what I mean is you can establish them beyond I think, I feel, I believe, you know. It goes beyond just I think, I feel, my opinion is, well, here's what I believe, here's what I think. Because those are all matters of opinion, and opinion issues differ because they involve what's known as simply preference. For example, certain people will say, well, you know, 30 frames per second is better. Oh, I'm glad I just noticed that I need to change my ring. Or someone else will say 60 frames per second is better. Well, the term better needs to be defined. You may be right, but it depends on what you mean by better. Now, if by better, do you mean that it's a smoother experience, it's easier on the eyes, you can see more detail, you can see more things happening in the game, you can respond faster, you have better control, then yeah, it is better. If by better you mean it's better for the art style, well, that's highly, highly subjective and completely a preference issue, and I would entirely disagree, but that's a preference issue. For me personally, I would disagree with that it looks better or is art style or anything like that. However, that can be an issue of preference. However, when we talk about the issue of is it smoother, that's a fact. It is. It's provable. Can you see more frames? Yes, that's provable. It's quantifiable. Does it give you better control? Yes, that's provable. It's quantifiable. You can prove it. You can establish it with evidence and numbers and facts and whatnot. And so in that regard, when people have these debates and discussions online, I think people are getting confused between these things. Just because you believe something is true does not mean that, therefore, your opinion is okay because it's just what you think and everyone can have their own opinion and it's fine and opinions are opinions. If you're having an opinion on something which is provable one way or the other, then no, it's not simply a matter of opinion. It can be proven one way or the other. Oh, shoot. And you're just not recognizing that there is proof for it. So in that regard, some people will get upset with me because I won't recognize their opinion as being valid or acceptable. I'll just say that they're wrong and then give the evidence for why they're wrong, and then they get mad about it. And I'm like, well, this is not an issue of I think, I believe. This is an issue of fact and proof and evidence. And those are things people get confused, and it's understandably so because we live in a culture now, especially in the United States and many Western countries, where, you know, teachers are raising students to believe that everyone can have an opinion. It's okay. Form an opinion. Tell me what you think. What do you think? Well, that's cool. What do you think? That's cool. But we're not teaching our children how to back up their opinions with something, anything, with supporting reasons and evidence. In fact, we're just kind of teaching kids whatever you believe is okay, because you believe it, and it's a valid opinion just because it's an opinion that you have. When really we should be teaching people, okay, you believe X, okay, tell me why you believe X. Well, it's my personal belief. Okay, I know that you're telling me what it is. Tell me why. Why do you believe it? What is the evidence behind it? What basis do you have to believe it? And without that, then really, I mean, we end up in this situation where, there we go, okay, I was making sure I answered correctly. I forget the question he asked. You end up in a situation where you got all these people thinking that anything you believe is okay, it doesn't really matter, it's all cool, it's all fine, it doesn't matter. Anything you think, anything you believe, it's all good. You know, that doesn't necessarily lead us to truth and making things better for people and whatnot. I don't know, I can't explain this very well because I'm trying to focus right now and not die. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying, that in order to achieve something better than I believe, I think, you need something more than I believe, I think. I feel like I didn't take the easiest route to get where I need to go, and I didn't hit the bonfire yet. I need to hit that bonfire wherever it is. I always forget where it is. Shoot. Yeah, I don't want that bonfire to be the last one I hit. Darn it. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just go do this and hope that we don't die. Let's just hope we don't die with 13 Estus flasks. Although I don't have a divine weapon and there are a ton of... this could be really risky. I should go back and hit that bonfire and get 20 Estus flasks. Although at this point I don't really remember where it is. I've never fully explored this area, and there may actually be items in here I've never picked up in any of my playthroughs. So that's a thing. One of the reasons why is, of course, the enemies in this area can be extremely tough. Oh, this just leads to, I think, a shield? No, that's just a soul. Okay. Wouldn't it be nice if the bonfire was right there? Alright. But what I mean to say about that discussion is not, hey, I'm right, and this is why I'm right. It's, there are cases where someone is right, but there are reasons for it, not just they think it, therefore they think they're right because they think. And that's an accusation that gets thrown against me a lot online. It's like, well, you just think you're right. Well, it's not that I just think I'm right because I'm me and I have an opinion and I think my opinions are always valid because they're mine. It's that I've got a basis for it. And, well, if you don't have a basis for your opinion, then that was a terrible attempt. If you don't have a basis for your opinion, if you can't back it up with evidence or any supporting conclusions or facts, then yeah, I mean, I've got something that you don't, and I don't see why we should pretend that your opinion is just as valid when, darn it, I saw that coming. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that your opinion with no supporting evidence or facts behind it is as valid as another opinion with supporting facts and evidence supporting it. So anyway, that terrible, terrible explanation, which was constantly interrupted by me struggling with the game, is just going to say that there are issues where it goes beyond my opinion, my feelings, I think, I believe. And when it does go beyond I think, I believe, then you should have a basis, or you should be able to support it beyond I think, I believe. This is not going to be good. Okay, yeah, it's terrible. I don't know why I even started fighting him in the first place. Oh no, I need to get away. Can I jump down there? There's the bonfire right there. I can see it. Can I jump down to it? Ah, shoot. Oh, shoot. Here, let's try jumping here and see what that does. Oh, it just takes me to my death. That's good to know. But I did pass the bonfire. I used to be very, very familiar with where the bonfire was in this area. Not so much anymore, obviously. It's been so long since I've come through here. Also, it's easy to think that there are a few people online that have thought that I've banned them or whatnot from discussions or from my YouTube channel because, you know, they had a valid argument and I couldn't handle it. But, you know, it may possibly have had something to do with the fact that you were using extremely vile and foul language to insult people and attack them with ad hominem insults. That might have played a small factor in the fact that you were banned, maybe? Maybe it didn't have so much to do with the fact that you just had an opinion, but that your opinion was being couched in this very violent, threatening language. So, you know, people are weird in that regard. They're like, oh, I had an opinion, you just couldn't handle it. Not quite. Not quite. Ah, I think I passed it. Darn it. Where is this bonfire? Well, let's do this. Let's get rid of this knight first, so I don't have to worry about him chasing me around. Gosh darn it. Oh, that was so terrible. I can't even believe I tried that. Oh, there we go. He's dead because I'll knock him off. There we go. What? He landed? Oh, I was going to say, I thought that was an instant death pit right there. Oh, let's find this. Where is this? Where is this bonfire? Come on, bonfire. Where are you? It's not down here, is it? No, I've already been down here. That's the way to get back. Or that's the way to go to Nito. I was hoping we would finish Nito before I end this playthrough, but we're getting really close. I think we're getting really close to our 45-minute mark. Yeah, I keep going back to the same spots. I know it's fairly easy to find once you know where it is, but at the moment I'm trying to find it and don't know where it is. I just jumped off a ledge somewhere and almost landed on it. And from that bonfire, you can actually get to Nito without aggroing any of these enemies. Ah, shoot. I think I aggroed him, maybe. And this is the way I just came up, isn't it? Wow, I'm getting so turned around. Is this it? Finally! There it is. Okay, we got it. Oh, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I thought that was my shield. Darn it. Darn it. I'm in a bad situation here. Uh-oh. Jeez. Oh, I hit it. Oh, take that, stupid skeleton dog. Oh, I got lucky that the game let me hit it so close. All right. Good to go. Woo! I thought for sure I'd have to find my way back here again. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing beefed up. I think we'll need one more maybe. No, we were good. Darn it. I think I just gave myself an extra one. Reverse Howling and Kindle 1, 2, 3 times. All right. Trying to Amazon Kindle this thing. And you know what? I think we'll go ahead and have to leave the Nito fight for next time, guys. I know I may be a little off on my timing, but I really don't want to push this much past 45. I had to guess how long I'd been playing at the start there because I'd forgotten to note the timing. But I will pick this up, obviously, in episode number 10. Hey, we did fight a boss in this episode. We fought 2 bosses, actually, in this episode. We took care of Seif and the 4 kings, so you can't be disappointed with that, right? Right? Am I right? You're not? Definitely you're not. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I will see you next time. As always, leave your comments, and I always forget to get to the comments. I even had the comments open on my screen right here. I'll get to it next time, I promise you, because I'm just about to record the next episode, and I'm thinking about it right now to answer your comments and questions and respond, and I will do it next time, I promise you, because I'm about to do it right now. See you guys. For me, I'm going to see you guys in just a second, because I'm just going to keep recording. But for you guys, you'll see me next time whenever it gets uploaded. Later, everybody. Oh, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe here on Foxeo Plays. You can also subscribe to FoxeoGames and follow me on Twitter. For real, go down to the description, click the link, and click follow on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, get it. It's pretty cool if you know what you're doing with it. Twitter can really be useful for keeping up with gaming news and people that you like and follow and subscribe to and all that jazz. Later, guys.